High score, what does that mean? Did I break it?
Does not affect black creatures. And
Oh, no possibility of regeneration!
Welcome to Vintage Masters Semifinals held at Next Level Games Danny Knoll. I'm Sully, aka Tom Sullivan. Today we have with me Lee Holland, aka Ugg.
No.
Hello.
And we have Stephen Mead, aka Thron the Last Troll.
Howdy.
So, this is the start of the semi-finals. We've got Jimbo versus Brendan Watson. And just then you heard Nick Chilowski shouting in the background, "No possibility of regeneration!" Which is a pretty awesome meme that we throw around our tournaments. So, on our left-hand side, we have Jimbo playing Standstill. And we have on our right, Brendan Watson playing Unpowered Blue-Red Delver, which we are super stoked to see make it into the finals. Alright, you guys have got the deck lists up, I believe. Do you want to talk about what cards we might be seeing really shine in this matchup, and what cards might be a bit of a dud?
So for the Delver list, like if he slams down a turn 1 Delver Secrets, it's going to be pretty hard to remove unless Jimbo has a mental misstep to counter it, or even a Source of Plowshares to try and remove it off the table. It's a counter matchup, so I'm expected to see a bunch of counter wars, which I'm happy about to see.
Yeah, like, I totally agree with you, Delver Bro, that if he gets this turn 1 Delver, it has the potential to go all the way. Standstill doesn't like a creature on the other side of the ball before Standstill hits it.
So let's see if it flips now. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't look like it flipped.
Drawing a Misty Rainforest.
But having played a bit of Delver against Standstill, it's not Jimbo's deck, granted, but if Jimbo does have a sword, and it looks like a wasteland and can really curb that tempo.
Ooh, and a Mind Train of the Preordain.
That's very interesting.
So I like that play by Jimbo, because essentially what Brendan's trying to do is he's trying to stack his deck to flip his Delver. So draining that will essentially prevent Brendan from essentially forcing his Delver to flip.
No, the nice wasteland. It stops its potential turn to like Mox land, 1 foot, and tap that for Jason Mind Sculptor. So I can try and keep him off the Delver flipping.
Yeah, I think Jace is going to be very important for Jimbo, because Jace comes out and can bounce that Delver.
There's a Source of Plowshares on the Delver. Ooh, Mental Misstep. Will Jimbo fight back?
And he paid for that with life, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Look like it. So
What are you mental misstepping? Itself? That's not a legal play.
that's interesting. Maybe he did pay for it with mana. With the full attack.
No, I can see his life total has changed down to 18.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
I will
That blue mana was to tap for the Preordain.
Preordain.
I'll take a mana burn and it is your turn.
But yeah, so with Snapcaster,
Ooh, Bolt.
Well, yeah, Snapcaster.
Snapcaster getting back that Source of Plowshare would be really good for Jimbo if he can pull that off this turn. Bolt in hand means it's another 3 damage there, so Jimbo's going to have to worry about that, which means if he does have a Mind Sculptor, it's not going to be coming down to bounce that Delver.
Or even to Brainstorm.
Yeah, it would have to Fate Seal, and then it would probably die to a Delver Bolt combo.
Yeah, true. Jimbo wastelanding the Volcanic Arm, though. Trying to starve him off mana a little bit.
I did all the
Yep,
things.
well, only being blue-red, it's not quite as critical.
100%. And he's still got the Misty Rainforest there that he can use to trying to find a red source to cast lightning bolts.
We can see in his hand, in Brendan's hand, that he does also have a sudden shock.
Ooh, he drew another Delver.
Please. 9. Delver is just a simple thing. It does a job. It does.
So,
Alright, little guy, your plan is to attack 6 times in the air and maybe once on the ground.
that is true.
Jimbo, tell that creature who's boss.
Yeah, but Delver is a fantastic card. is really, really tempo
How many cards
based.
do you hold?
And
Lots.
it's very nasty against
How many of them are
Standstill
lightning bolt?
because it
A
does come
non-zero
out so
man.
early.
You have a massive soft spot for Delver, don't you, Og?
We both do.
You are sitting with the Delver
I'm going to
Bros.
force a will that
This is
and
true.
do
This is true.
Instead of the Barbara Bros, it's the Delver Bros.
That was true.
That was a bad joke.
But yeah, like the Delvers coming out this early is really stopping Jimbo from playing the game he wants to play. We've all played Jimbo quite a bit, so Jimbo does like to take it a little bit slow, a little bit easier. His Emrakul Promised End doesn't look terribly great at the moment.
Pass.
That is true.
Moat in the main,
Seems semi-relevant, but that being said though, Insight Elaboration has a relevant line of text called Flying,
yep.
which is kind of a way to get around that. And animated up the mysteries to save it.
Yeah. However, was this Brendan baiting to get the lightning bolt? No.
Potentially. Or he might hold it up if Jimbo leans up and goes to the attacking.
Yep.
Which I doubt he would, because he needs something for defense just in case.
One lightning bolt. Exile any number of target spells. I will choose
Ooh, that's a nice mind break right there.
You got another bottle?
I don't, sadly.
I got a 2.
So Jimbo goes to 2 life. See if he can draw something to either flashback the swords or even just
drawing
off that
Ancestral
double
Recall.
roll.
If not, he's holding up, from what we can see, Brennan's got a sudden shock in hand.
Yep.
So, if he draws a land, he's set.
And Brendan's also holding on to his single days that he runs.
7.
Ooh.
So if Jimbo overextends a little bit here, he might get into trouble. But big treasure cruise here, digging for answers.
Hopefully, let's see what he gets. Oh, I see him hydrant. Oh,
Scooping it.
alrighty.
Alright, so on to game 2. What potential sideboard do you think that Brendan might be able to bring in against Jimbo here?
So, just running through the sideboard again of Brendan. It's the 2 Trino Nemesis, 4 Graph Digger's Cage, 1 Sulphur Elemental, 4 Ravenous Trap, and 4 Ingatures. I have a feeling you might bring in the Trino Nemesis.
Yep.
It's a straight value card.
Or is it Nemesis?
Nemesis is a plural.
Is it?
I think so. No one's corrected me so far, so, you know.
I'd go with Nemesis myself. It sounds better.
Yeah, I like saying Nemesis. Because I have many Nemesis.
So,
You can make strong arguments for like a flash split second creature, like Sulphur Elemental. On the other side of that,
bunch of quacks.
there's not really many things for the rest of the cards there. So
look, Brendan's deck is, as we sort of established, it's a pretty good matchup against Jimbo. Jimbo's going to be the one that makes the real major changes to really shake it up.
100%.
He's got a red elemental blast that he'd probably bring in, a sudden shock, another supreme verdict.
I was asking my opponent.
There's a possibility he'll bring in surgical extraction to try and kill a delve and then remove them altogether.
Which is pretty powerful.
Yeah, like it's really good, especially if he keeps the moat main deck. There's another Swords to Plowshares in there as well. So look, it'll be interesting. What Jimbo takes out might be a different question though. It's
Because there's a lot of counter spells or easy fun cards in the double list that Jimbo needs to worry about as well. I mean, from what I can see of the main board, there's 4 mental missteps.
Yep.
So that can protect against those potential surgical extractions, or even Swords to Plowshares.
True, but would Brendan keep the? How many missteps would Brendan keep in? Do you think? Because we didn't really see anything, and it's not a huge amount. The swords definitely.
Swords definitely. I reckon he might keep at least 2, maybe 3 in.
Yep.
I would agree with keeping more in because A-Call is a thing in Vintage.
Very true.
Yeah, and Brendan might be wise, and he may have walked past and seen Jimbo have a few other cards in there as well.
Yeah.
So you never know what he could be thinking.
Yeah. Whereas Jimbo is definitely taking out Stony Silences. They do nothing
Very
in this
dead.
matchup.
Very dead.
Does he take out a Flusterstorm as well? to try and-
I would say no because Jimbo is the controller
Yeah.
in this deck in this match. Sorry, and Brendan really wants to be the aggressor. So looking at Jimbo and Brendan's list, Jimbo has so much more counter spells than Brendan does.
Yeah, definitely.
1, 2,
Definitely.
3, 4, 5, 6.
It's quite interesting to see that Jimbo doesn't have any. Oh, he's got 1 main deck mental misstep.
Yeah.
So probably not a matchup that Jimbo was expecting to see
I'm proud of you, Private.
this Delver.
You're not going to 19, but I'm going to 20. I insist.
So pretty slow start. No standstill from Jimbo. Standstill here would have been fantastic for him.
Agreed. And on the other side of that, the turn 1 Delver would have been insane for Brendan.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, Jimbo is always happy to go land go in this matchup because it essentially means if Brendan's doing land go, Jimbo is ahead.
Yep.
I hope so. We've got power.
I don't own all of the power in this deck. I have friends in.
So do you reckon
There's a young Pyromancer in hand.
do you reckon he's going to attempt to cast it now, or do you reckon he might be going for one a different card?
You heard it here first, internet.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, he's
very-
going for it now.
I think you jam it and try and fight over it.
And Ether just lets that go.
Yeah.
Untap.
Yeah,
Maybe
very
say-
interesting. Jimbo's now up to 5 mana on board. With the possibility if he has another land, can't quite see. No, passes turn.
Ends up being
So
considering playing
There's nothing that Jimbo really wants to do with that 2
Lucky for no
cards.
mana burn, eh?
Exactly. Lucky for no mana burn.
Make a blue.
Move to combat.
Yeah.
So
there goes Jimbo's red source as he drew
The red
the
element.
elemental blast. That's very unfortunate for him.
Nah, that one's not fair, man.
Yeah,
Jimbo is a bit salty there, getting strip mined.
I totally agree with him though. Wasteland
I'm
followed
not
by
happy
strip
about
line. Totally not fair.
100% agree with Brendan's play. That's beautiful. He's saying that Jimbo's missed land drop, so you just cut him off as much as possible.
Once again, Jimbo's drawn into a card he wouldn't want to see with those being Crucible of the Worlds.
Yeah,
Ooh, 7 cards in hand. Well,
Yeah.
is that a Dark Faden in hand?
it is a Dak Faden,
Oh, spicy.
and I believe straight under it is Treasure Cruise. Or
Hey,
I think it's Treasure Cruise.
young Pyromancer.
Well, Jimbo has to react to this. He
100%.
can't let-
He has
let
to
it go.
fight over it. But what is he going to pitch? It's the hard part. Pitching a Snapcaster Mage, it's a hard choice, but I agree with it.
I agree with that.
If Brendan had have loosely attacked with that young Pyromancer, though, he could have flashed that Snapcaster in with that 2 mana.
Yeah.
Oh, planes.
Well, there's a 3rd mana. Does he try and jam Dak and start removing Jimbo's Moxes?
I'd either that, or I couldn't see if he did board in True Name Nemesis, he could try and slam that.
Yeah.
So try and bait out all the counter spells with the lesser creatures.
It's either that, or if he goes Dark Faden, and if it resolves, by the looks of it, he's got a couple of counter spells in there.
Yeah.
He could steal, for example, the Mox Sapphire,
So I like
and
that move.
and just take Jimbo completely off blue, which makes it a lot more relevant for him.
So he's got a dig through time in hand, Brendan, which is cool.
I think it's just past the turn.
He's got a Mindbreak Trap, dig through time, sudden shock, lightning bolt.
So he's past the turn by the looks of it.
No?
No,
This
yeah,
is going to
Brendan.
be a dig through time.
Yeah, Brendan passed the turn, and Jimbo's end step.
Yeah.
He digs 3
Right.
times.
Yep.
So that's why he's probably happy to have those things countered, so he can cast his dig through time.
Oh, Jimbo pitching a Standstill to the force.
Oh,
That's probably a
Very interesting.
good read for Brendan then. Jimbo pitching.
oh, and here's the
namesake card.
deck. Does he have the counterspell backup? I can't roll a mental blast because no red source.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Jimbo, not having the red source for that red elemental blast.
Oh wow, he actually goes for the Mox.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Jimbo
with
floated
that.
the blue in response. So
Is this going to be a red source to kill Dak? It is a flooded strand, that might help.
yeah. The fun part now is technically the double player is now playing powered, even if it isn't his own.
He just drew a true name nemesis then.
Oh wow.
Really? So Dak's going to tick up. He's going to draw 2, discard 2.
Yeah.
Dak's +1.
Yep.
So it's long being laughed at that Dak kind of has 1.5 abilities.
Yep.
Very rarely see Dak ultimate. It's,
Have you ultimated Dark Faden before?
No, but I really want to.
I have.
Because And it'd be super fun to go a ultimate deck and then red elemental blast with Grizzlebrand.
Or even Hydro Blast just for the lols.
Oh yeah, sorry, Hydro Blast, not red elemental blast. Hydro Blast is
Either or is fine.
no, because red
Pyro
elemental
Blast?
blast has to target a blue.
Yeah, it
Ooh, true.
So it's Pyro Blast and Hydro Blast.
Blast. It can target.
Sorry,
none.
I was thinking the wrong one.
Yes.
Very similar, but a little bit different.
Yes, I very much didn't mean to say red elemental blast there. It's just that Jimbo was.
Hat was representing him when we read it.
Yes.
Just a surprise active volcano out of nowhere.
So we have red elemental blast being followed by mental misstep, paying the 2 life.
That is interesting.
I agree with that because this is all in
Ooh,
response
a
to
mental
the
misstep.
Pyromancer. This is going to be a nice battle.
You have paid 2 life.
Another.
This is the reason why.
Oh, this is great.
This is the reason why I love counter wars. Blue versus blue magic.
Well, there's definitely the argument for the mental missteps on Brendan's behalf.
Oh, and a true name.
Now, who do you think he's naming? Oh, he did name Jimbo. All right.
So Brendan can next level, and just name his previous opponent if he wanted to. But
Yeah, he could have.
no, we're not doing that.
That was Crucible. So hopefully Jimbo kept that main deck and he can
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
If not, I think he's in a lot
Ooh,
of
is that a
trouble.
Hush Mental for turn? They just drew it. Is that a top
I
card?
think it was. Jimbo's got
Bash.
dig through time
Get some. Fire attack.
in his hand, and I'm not sure what else.
Go to 10.
This is a Supreme Verdict in Jimbo's hand.
Is that what the other card is?
It's like the gold border that's not the top one. It's
Yeah, it
the
could
top
be.
one about to be now.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's not that one. It's that one. Yeah.
Oh,
Nope,
another
not that.
Hush Mental. What
Oh,
do you discard in that situation? I think you discard Lightning Bolt. And Probe. Is that a Probe?
no. I think it's a Mindbreak Trap.
On his, under
I
his
think
thumb?
I think it's Mind Break Trap.
I think it is a Mindbreak Trap. So then,
You got lists because you have a
I'll double check if he's got the probe.
yeah.
He's got one probe in his deck.
I think it might be Probe.
So look, a Supreme Verdict will definitely get Jimbo out of this situation.
100%.
Oh, 2 mocks.
It is a
and
Probe.
It is.
It is
definitely a
probe. It's very, very similar looking cards.
They very
from
much do. This is a hard choice for Brendan. Does he want to jam the threats and put Jimbo essentially on?
I reckon if he bins the probe and bins a Hush Mentor, and then holds up to, he does that exactly.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
My dude, Harshman.
no passes. I
Would you
represent-
jam the Hush Mental now?
It's
so
a 50-50. If you knowing Jimbo really well, I know he loves to play board wipes like Supreme Verdict. So personally, I wouldn't. But that being said, though,
It puts him on a 2-turn clock there.
Yeah,
Hush
True.
Mental and then Lightning Bolt back up.
But,
true. But
if
that being said,
he's-
that's all your threats gone.
Yeah,
then.
if he's really worried, if he overextends, Jimbo can pounce on that and capitalize. If Jimbo does have an answer to this situation, especially one-off-one like Supreme Verdict, then Brendan's doing exactly the right thing on holding back a dude.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
play a land and I will play Supreme Verdict.
There we go.
There we
You guys
go.
were 100% correct there.
So that is indeed very good plays by Brendan.
Yeah.
Feeling much
Would
Jimbo
you
is
Lightning
also
Bolt at the end of turn there?
Ooh.
That's interesting.
God, you had that click.
Is that 2 Lightning Bolts? 2 different Lightning Bolts?
I think it is. It might be a.
One white border, one new
no, no.
border?
No, it's. I think it's a Fire and Lightning one.
Oh, really?
Hush Mental.
Yeah. Jimbo, I think, has run out a little bit of steam now.
Yeah. He was relying on that.
Verdict to really get him out of trouble.
Yeah, that's true. I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Yeah. But yeah, that might be Chain Lightning.
It could be Chain Lightning. Does he play that in his list?
Let's check right now. Chain Lightning.
So he ticks stack up again.
I don't think
What
he wants
would he
either
do?
of those.
I don't think it's Chain Lightning.
Okay.
I reckon it's another Lightning Bolt.
Okay. What is Brendan looking for with Dak?
Just another big threat, I think.
Yeah.
To speed up this clock.
I'm going to play a land.
And Jimbo's got to be very careful with that Flutter Strand now. Because if he cracks it, he's going to take another 2 life from the Hush Mentor's ability.
Yes, he will.
Oh, he cracked the I thought he cracked it in response.
Yeah, in response, but with the Crucible for turn.
True.
If Jimbo picked up the Flooded Strand, he'll be taking 3 rather than only 1.
So right now, Jimbo has 1 card in hand. Would this be the optimal time for Brendan, with 1 card in hand and almost tapped out, to double bolt him in response? 2 cards in hand, I'm sorry.
See what happens. Brendan's being very, very patient with those lightning bolts.
That's great. I love to see people that are patient with their lightning bolts.
Yeah. But if you're too patient with them, it could be a downside.
This is true.
He could be holding on to them just in case for the factories.
Oh yeah, good point.
That being said, though, if Jimbo wants to animate a factory, it's going to cost him 2 life because of the Harsh Mentor.
Yeah.
So it's already a downside.
So there's a sudden shock to remove the Harsh Mentor
Yeah.
from play, and Time Walk turn. Jimbo's about to take it now.
Oh, is he going to do? Oh,
Yep.
that's a through.
Being very patient, I like it.
So it's quite interesting that Jimbo did remove that Flooded Strand from his graveyard
Delver for turn as well.
while digging.
Yeah, just drawing the Delver there.
And using Jimbo's Moxon to pay for it, I believe that is.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was there.
So
Yeah.
hard cast Force of Will.
Ooh.
That is not something you see every day.
I respect the hard cast Force of Will. I've done it many a times in Vintage.
Hmm.
3 cards in here.
It just makes you feel like so much closer to victory when you can hard cast your Force of Will.
Is that Island Treasure?
Yeah, Treasure Cruise Island.
So what do you reckon he discards here?
It looks like just a basic land box island. So
Ooh.
awesome tech.
Excellent.
Working out how he's going to pay for
So I
this.
reckon his Delvers and the lands will go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any creature
I
recursions,
must have
does he?
seen.
Alright, so storm count is currently 2. Oh, this is the Oh no, 3.
Jimbo's still seen no threat so far. I think he's just got a Flooded Strand and a Mana Drain. And Mana Drain the only card left in his hand. Oh.
3 lightning bolts.
Would you fire them off now? Oh, he's
Yeah,
going
you
for
might
it.
as well.
Yep.
Jimbo's taking it.
That one I don't like.
Ooh, Mana Drains it.
That just sudden shock.
Does he fire for the last one?
Ooh. Okay.
He's on 1.
So Jimbo's left on 1 life. That Flooded Strand. Would you have played that Lightning Bolt if you were Brendan?
The last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I would have, because it turns him off the Flooded Strand.
Although, actually, no,
If
he
you had
shouldn't
a-
have, because he should have waited for Jimbo to fetch.
If Jimbo did fetch.
Yeah.
So
Which I don't
Jimbo
think
might
Jimbo
have
would.
been.
Expecting the lightning bolt.
Yep.
But also, Jimbo has no
Oh.
cards in hand.
Was that a Harsh Mentor again?
It
It was.
Reading the card.
Hey.
Oh, top deck.
Yes, mana abilities.
This is.
You know, Harsh Mentor will get around it.
So he just activated.
It's activated abilities for artifacts, lands, and creatures.
Yeah, so not
Ah.
planeswalkers.
Correct.
That's cool.
So yep, so that is a good top deck by Jimbo. His so this is another reason why maybe firing off that bolt was not a great idea, because
Yeah.
that bolt would have just dealt with that deck.
My boy.
2 Harsh Mentals, so
Ooh.
He's left Dak there. It's interesting that he's not
That card.
ticking up.
So I'm going to draw 3 more. Sure. And then I'll put 2 back.
so yeah, what can Jimbo hope to get? He's Drawn a
Lotus.
Standstill.
It's a swords to plowshares.
Lotus.
You'll put 2 back.
Your empty hand.
If there's a Supreme Verdict in there,
Don't
that's all
believe
it
there
needs.
was.
No.
I can still fetch a land, but then I'll die. We're going less.
Lotus and
I believe we're
I
going.
think it's Lotus.
Factory,
So if he plays Factory, he's got a blocker.
and he's dead.
But
He'll
he's
be-
also got a swords in hand. So
He'll be dead regardless.
He's dead regardless. He's on 1.
If he activates
True,
the-
yeah, no, good point.
Yeah, because he takes. If he animates then taps, there will be 2 triggers on the stack, and then he would swords gain 4, but then lose 4 then 4.
Yeah.
This puts Jimbo in a very tight position. And I don't think he can get there.
What, I'm playing to run the clock down? Is that my plan? I'm going to cast
Scrolling
Black
at
Ice.
Sure.
I'm going to cast Swords to Plowshares typing this.
So Jimbo gains 2, so he buys himself a turn.
Just that.
Jimbo doesn't gain
Can I
turn.
target both?
Five.
You go to some amount.
Oh, that's a Nahirian hand. Nahiri the Harbinger. Steve, can you tell us what Nahiri the Harbinger actually does?
To exile.
Alright, so Nahiri the Harbinger has 3 abilities. So the first,
But Jimbo's called it.
yeah. So the first ability is pretty much a draw a card then discard a card.
When your deck was on.
Yeah.
The second ability is exile target enchantment, tapped artifact or tapped creature. And the last ability, a negate, is search your library for an artifact or a creature. You put it onto the battlefield. It gains haste, end of turn, and then it comes back to your hand.
A real thing that happened.
Okay. So
Games, man, they were great.
that's now just put Brendan Watson into the finals on Unpowered Blue-Red Delver. Stay tuned to see the finals up next.